usually I will make a video and I'll record the audio and I'll edit it so it all comes out sounding as sharp as possible, so there's no like points in where I'm mispronouncing something or whatever. But I don't feel like I want to edit this video because I woke up today, and as many of you guys know, I used to play fighting games a lot. I don't really play them too much anymore. The last one I played a lot was Mortal Kombat 11. But I would go to fighting game tournaments, and I know the people in a lot of these tournaments. Even over in the US, I know some people on a first name basis. Not that I've met them in person, but just through playing fighting games. And you know, I'm quite a vocal person, so I end up speaking to quite a few people. So I would never say, especially in 2020, I would never say I'm a part of the FGC. But I've made a lot of friends in there, especially in the Marvel crowd. Even though I didn't actually ever play Marvel, I made a lot of friends in the Marvel crowd and Street Fighter, and even some of my friends in the Mortal Kombat scene. But I would never say, and I would never put FGC in my title for that matter. And the reason I'm not editing this video is because there's just too much to wrap my head around. I don't want to name drop anyone's video. I don't want to name drop anyone, because the thing is that sometimes things come to light and sometimes things seem like they're crystal clear, but you don't have all the evidence and you don't have all the receipts, and there's twists and there's turns. And so I don't really want to name drop anyone apart from one person. I need to say one person's name, and I'll say their name in a little bit. But this affects the whole gaming community. There's a lot of things that are coming out about the gaming community. I made a video yesterday which I did edit, so there wasn't any any moments of me mispronouncing something or like stuttering or repeating the same word. But like this time I'm just like, no, I'm just gonna talk, because this situation, and again, in my videos I try not to swear because, you know, the advertisers just don't like it, and you end up getting demonetized, or you end up getting limited on the amount of revenue you can make on a video. So I tried to limit on how much I'm gonna swear. I don't care if I don't make any money on this video. This situation in the gaming community, specifically with Smash Bros today, and the fighting game community, is fucked. Like this is like another level of evil, and I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know what to say. And the reason why I don't want to name drop any names is that for as fucked up as this situation is, and as messed up as this situation is, I don't want anyone to commit suicide. And the thing with Twitter is that when stories like this come out, everyone's going to dogpile that person. And a part of me is like, yeah, this person did something atrocious if it's true, but dogpiling, like, suicide is not the way that we should be going. And like, we've seen people in the fighting game community, in the Smash community, commit suicide. Like, and even though they hadn't done anything like this, like, I don't want anyone to commit suicide. And that is why I'm going to try my best to not say anyone's names. But if I'm talking about the Smash community, you guys know who I'm talking about in the Smash community. Like, you guys have seen the post on Twitter. If you haven't, you can go and look at them. I'm not going to post anything in this video just because, again, it's unedited. I'll just put like some Uncharted or Yakuza in the background for you guys to watch while I'm talking. But oh my god, guys and girls, like, let me say that again, guys and girls, for the love of God, if you're gonna go to a tournament to play a game, play the fucking game. Why do you have to, like, this is, like, I said this to one of my friends, right, and a lot of people that watch my videos are gamers, and I'm sorry if I offend you in saying this, because I'm a gamer as well. My friends are gamers. Like, I spend a lot of time like just sitting here telling my girlfriend how much fun I have on Yakuza. I literally spent like 20 minutes talking to her about side missions that I was doing on Yakuza 0, and how much I'm looking forward to playing Yakuza 7, and you know how much I enjoy like Sega as a company, for example. Like I'm a gamer as well, but you need to like call a spade a spade. There is an issue in the gaming community, and it's an issue that is everywhere, but because we're gamers here, we need to talk about this. We need to stop pretending like it's a couple bad apples. I don't think it is a couple bad apples. This shit's getting out of control. And the thing is that when you give someone a little bit of power and they don't know how to properly regulate themselves, they spiral out of control. It has gotten to the point where I will not take my girlfriend to a fighting game tournament. Like, period. Like, it just ain't happening. My best friend, right, who has gone to fighting game tournaments before, has actually sat there feeling uncomfortable. Now, nothing has happened to her. I'm not saying anything has happened to her, but you can understand why someone would feel uncomfortable going to a fighting game tournament. Like, the predatory behavior in these tournaments is insane. It is fucking sane. And do you know, the thing that makes me laugh the most is the people that have been calling for the cancellations of others the most are the ones that are now being cancelled. It's always the ones screaming the loudest that can't mind their own goddamn business that end up being the worst people. Because it's like they're covering something up. It's like they're hiding something. Like, why do you have to scream so loud? What are you hiding? So all this stuff has come out about X, Y, and Z, like all these different people, like, and I mean it's a lot. Like every single time I'm reading through a twit longer, another one pops up. Another one pops up. I shit you not. I've read through about 6 or 7 this morning alone, and it's only the second day of the goddamn month. How many more times am I gonna open up my Facebook and go into my group chat and the boys are like, fam, there's another one. There's another one. Literally, I can't remember what the guy's name was. Even if I do remember, I'm not gonna say his name, but my friend posted, saying that this guy's being accused as well. I'm gonna need to see receipts, and like, yeah, obviously you need to see receipts. And in the same breath, the guy came out and admitted it. Guys, what in God's name is going through your heads? I thought that when you go to a tournament or when you go to a video game convention, you're going there for the video games. But you know, like, let's just call a spade a spade. Going back to the Smash community, Smash is a game where there are a lot more young players than there are other games. For example, in Mortal Kombat, you can't enter a tournament unless you are 18 because the game, it's an adult fighting game, right? 18 and plus. Now, I'm not saying that there's no funny business going on in Mortal Kombat. There probably is. I haven't seen anything. As far as I'm aware, the UK guys seem okay. I've never had an issue with anyone outside of just stupid arguments, but I've never seen any of these like kiddie fiddling issues in the MK scene. I haven't seen it in Soul Calibur. I've heard of something. I've heard of a lot of racism in the Tekken scene, and I've heard of like a couple of dodgy things in the Street Fighter scene from very notable players that I will not name. But this kiddie fiddling thing is so rife in the Smash Bros scene. And I'll tell you why it's rife. That compared to other fighting games, Smash Bros is kind of a young game. I know it came out in the N64 days, but I don't think the N64 one really caught fire the way, say, Melee or Brawl did. And it's definitely not, like, Street Fighter is an old man's fighting game, you could say that. Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Virtua Fighter, these all sit on they're like the cornerstones of competitive gaming as a whole. Like, fighting games are very, very old in the sense that they are some of the early competitive like games. So a lot of older guys play those games, but with Smash, you have two worlds colliding. You have these 10-year-olds and you have 40-year-olds. And you can't, like, there's no regulation. Like, you have 10-year-olds entering tournaments or 14-year-olds entering tournaments, and then you've got 30-year-olds in the tournament. And it's just like, there's no supervision going on. I've been to a couple Smash tournaments where I've seen kids running around unsupervised. Like, after all of these allegations, it is up to the Smash organizers to now put in proper regulations. Now, I know that I think on the Smash boxer, I think I've got it next to me, it's like a +3 or a +8. Wait, hold on, let me grab it. 1 second. Smash, yeah. Alright, so Smash on it says +12, right? So, +12 to play this game. But the way I see it is that even though the game says +12, you should not allow people in the tournament that are below the age of 18. I would go as far as to say 21, but some people might think that's too restrictive since adult fighting games are 18. So let's go with 18. Yes, Smash Brothers is a kids fighting game. There's Pikachus and there's Kirby's and there's Jigglypuffs. Obviously this game is marketed towards kids just as much as it is to people of all age ranges. But in tournaments, in offline settings, right? Because some of these tournaments take place in bars, so that alone should be enough. But in offline settings, there should never be a situation where a kid is in there without a parent. And that kid has to be with the parent at all times. And you know what? Some parents are so negligent, I would even have to say you cannot be 18 without ID in a fighting game tournament, period. Especially Super Smash Bros. Because I'm willing to bet that people that play this game know that there are younger kids playing it and that they're only going there with the intention to group. And I know that sounds really messed up to say, but how many times are these stories gonna come out to the point where I'm not even surprised anymore? Like, so many came out this morning or in the past 12 hours, but it has been constant this month. And this was happening back when this happened last year. I remember there was another play where it happened and he just got cancelled straight up. And This sort of shit has been happening in the Smash Bros scene. I'm willing to bet it's been happening since before the Melee days, but I think Melee is really where the tournament scene exploded. And I heard about stories back then, and we're still hearing it now. My friend, back in 2008, he told me, the FGC needs to die because there's too much shit going on. And lo and behold, 12 years later, look what's happening. It is absolutely disgusting and it's reprehensible that people do these things. And it's always the ones that are telling everyone, speak out, speak out. It's always you guys. It is always you guys. Like, oh my god, like reading these things is just, I cannot believe some of the things I'm reading. And the reason that I don't want to name drop is that some really disgusting things have been said, but like one of the players is like, he's sounding suicidal now, and I don't want to like say someone's name and then they go and commit suicide. I don't want to play a part in that. I'm talking to the wider scene. I'm talking to everyone. This sort of behavior has to stop. Tournament organizers need to be more responsible in who they let enter their tournaments. Put the money aside for 1 second. Forget about the money, because yes, you're going to lose a substantial amount of money because a lot of the Smash scene has younger players in it. But you need to do something. Like, this is mad. I'm willing to bet most parents don't know that this is going on. Who would have thought that sending your kid to a harmless game tournament, or what you would believe to be harmless, would result in this? Like, I read one story, right, and usually, like, I won't say, oh, you know, it's fully the adults' fault. I'll usually say it's fully the adults' fault. But there was one story in particular where I was like, no, I'm sorry, dude. Like, you've been caught up in this controversy twice now. You are fully coherent as well, yeah. Like most of the blame is going to go on the adult. But this guy, I think he's like 15 or 16 years old. It's like, take some responsibility for your actions as well. I remember myself as a 15 or 16-year-old, and you would not catch me dead doing this bullshit. Especially, one of these messages was so explicit to another player. It's just like, no. And then they had the audacity to put out a tweet long saying, this is none of my fault. Nah, I'm sorry, fam. It's partially your fault. And the reason why I'm saying that there needs to be better regulation is because of people like you as well. I'm not putting the blame on victims here, but I am saying that if you don't believe that any of this fault is your own, the only thing that we can do is keep people that are 15 or 16-year-old away from tournaments. No longer allow them in tournaments. They're not at the age where they can make proper decisions. Because if you're saying that this is not your fault, then you should not be at a fighting game tournament. You should not be away from home. Go home and read a book or play a video game online. Like, don't go out to hotels and stay with 20-year-olds and then be like, and the message was so graphic. Like, I was reading and I was like, nah, bro, like, this is all mad. This is all mad. And the worst thing is, this person that's like 15 or 16 was the initiator in this situation. Now, like I said, I remember being 15 or 16. Being 15 or 16 is very different to being 14, 13, 12 or whatever. Like, at least for me, when I was reading that message, I was like, dude, no, I'm sorry, yeah. The person that allowed you to do this, they should go to jail. They should go to jail. They should have been the adult in the situation and said, get the fuck off me, or I'm gonna call people here. And do you know what? You shouldn't have even been in their room. He should not have allowed you in the room. He should not have allowed you in the room, first and foremost. But don't sit there and act like you didn't play a part in this. You need to be gone from Smash tournaments just like that person as well. You need to be gone. As a matter of fact, after this, just don't let this person in tournaments anymore. That is disgusting. The girl that was involved in the controversy, she can't be at Smash tournaments anymore. The whole thing needs reform. This whole situation is fucked. But the one person I'm going to name drop, I have to name drop them because they are all the way at the top. Mr. Wizard has been, people are pointing the finger at him now, saying that he was doing stuff with little boys, I think, or he was watching little boys undress for like $20 or putting them up to dares and then asking to see their it's just mad. It's just mad. And the thing is that this guy's at the top, right? Now, there's a couple people that have come out saying that he's done this, he's done that, he's done this. And again, this is another one that is screaming the most when it comes to cancel culture. Another one in the back that's screaming, cancel this guy, cancel that guy. All this nonsense. And then these accusations come out. And honestly, I'm not surprised. Like, I'm really not surprised. And if these allegations turn out to be true, and the reason that I've name dropped Mr. Wizard is because if that is true, this guy is the head of the largest video game tournament for fighting games in the world, bar none. There's no contention at all. Evo is the biggest stage for fighting games. Point, period. Like, full stop. That's it. If this comes out to be true, because they've already put him on administrative leave, that is not only going to, that's going to negatively affect the fighting game scene on a biblical level. That could destroy Evo, which in turn could end up destroying the entire infrastructure of the fighting game scene. And to that I say good. There's too many of these predators going around. And the funny thing is that so many of these predators that I've been seeing online get outed are the ones that have BLM in their name, or you know, fight for justice, or screw President Trump. Make sure your rap sheet is clean before you want to start gunning for other people. Make sure your rap sheet is clean before you want to start gunning for other people. And you know, when I say that, nobody on this planet has got a completely clean rap sheet, but this is extreme. We've all made insensitive jokes. We've all said things in anger that we shouldn't say to people that we care about. We've all made posts on Facebook where we're like, actually, that might have not been the smartest thing to say. We all say things in times of aggression. I am no stranger to that, and nobody I know is a stranger to that. But this kiddie fiddling shit, these rape allegations, these rape charges, no, like this is another level. This is another level. Like, dropping the N-word here and there, yeah, okay, like, suspend them, like, teach them a lesson. When they come back, hopefully they'll know that they're not allowed to do this. This sort of behavior, this predatory behavior, this is irredeemable in my eyes. There is no coming back from this. The people that are involved in these scandals need to go to prison. I don't want anyone to end up dead, or I don't want anyone to commit suicide. I don't want anyone to bring harm to anyone, and I damn sure don't think that people should be dogpiling people on Twitter, because that is how you get suicide situations. What should happen is the people that have the receipts, that have the evidence, that have the video footage, that have like personal accounts and testimonies and people that can attest to what they're saying, they should go to the police and they should be handled as a police matter. Social justice should not be taking care of this. Now you might be saying, oh, hold on, well, this video is social justice. It's not. It's simply, I've not name dropped anyone apart from Mr. Wizard, because he's right at the top, and the FGC will implode inwards if this continues, because Mr. Wizard is connected to a lot of high profile people in the FGC, and if they all knew what was going on here, and if they were all complicit, this thing is going to implode inwards, because we can't have these people on commentary anymore, and we can't have these people in tournaments anymore. I don't want to go on Twitch and watch some guy and not know that he's been doing this nonsense, and he gets off with a slap on the wrist. This is mad. This is so mad. I can't believe all the twitlongs that I read. Like, I'm actually at a loss for words. Like, what happened to just playing video games? This is like my YouTube channel covers controversies, right? But it's usually like, oh, Neil Druckmann made a stupid game, you know. It's not, or Marvel makes silly characters, you know. Let's debate this. But this, I don't want to like, I don't want this stuff. I don't want this to drive content. Like, this obviously needs to get spoken about, but this needs to get stamped out. This is mad. This is. I actually don't even have the words. I can't believe some of the things I was reading. Like, who raised these people? But then I said to my friend as well, like, the problem with a lot of these guys, I might have said it at the beginning of the video, and girls, by the way, and girls, this is not exclusively a male thing, as evidenced today. But a lot of the problem with these people is that they live in a bubble, right? So, like I'm very, like, I don't mind talking to you guys on YouTube. Some of you add me on Instagram, some of you add me on Facebook, and when I have time, I'll reply to you guys. I ain't got no problem. Sometimes my replies are short, but my point is that my life doesn't solely revolve around games. Although gaming is a big part of it, my friends, I did not meet them through gaming. I met them in primary school, in secondary school, through work, like work outside of gaming. And we game together. But a lot of these people, and I know this sounds harsh to say, but a lot of these people maybe don't have the social skills necessary to maintain friendships outside of online, where you're protected by a keyboard. And so a lot of friendships are fostered online, which to me that's not how you should foster a friendship. You can do it that way. I've made friends online, but if that is your sole way of making friends, I don't know if that's a good idea. So these people, You know, they sit in their rooms all day, or they'll sit in their mother's basements all day, and they'll get really good at a game. They'll find a tournament. They'll go out to that tournament. They'll win. They'll suddenly get a lot of praise. Their Twitter start blowing up. People are suddenly paying them attention. They're like, oh, what's this? Attention? They don't have the social skills, or they don't have the moral. I mean, I don't even know how you don't have the moral compass to not know this, but they can't navigate their compass, their moral compass, in a way that doesn't lead them down some sort of Nobunaga level evil path. And then they end up exercising this power in the worst ways possible because they think they're untouchable. You guys need to remember that you're just players, right? You're not. I mean, the president is not untouchable. What makes you guys think you are? It's actually unreal. So they get this power, and then they start exercising it in the worst ways possible, and they think that the people won't come forward one day and say something. And again, like, people will come out and they'll say stuff, and they'll be like, oh, he made a racist joke, or he said something insensitive, and to me, that's neither here nor there. I make jokes all the time. I know loads of people that make jokes all the time. Whether like you find a joke is a joke. Jokes will be made insensitively. Maybe I have views that social justice warriors don't agree with. That's fine. That's open for debate. But this sort of thing, exercising your power in a way where you harm children, this isn't a left or right thing. This is purely like justice needs to be done. Not social justice, like real justice. This needs to go to the police and through the courts, because these people need to be brought to justice. And some of these people that I think are old enough to know right from wrong. And I'm not a psychologist or whatever. I'm not a doctor. Maybe I'm wrong. But some of these people, they also need to be banned. Okay, like, you were the minor in this situation. But as I said, we've all been 15 and 16 years old. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, and you know what message I'm referring to, it's too much. That person also needs to be banned permanently from Smash Brothers tournaments. I can't even show. I don't even want to show the message in this video because it's just. I actually had to check if this person was like, was a boy. Like, the way they were talking, I thought it was a girl, and then when I realized who it was, I was like, no, just no. Like, it's just too much. But yeah, like, did I even finish my original point? Like, these people, they exist in a bubble, and they think they can get away with anything because the people around them revere them as if they're some sort of god. You get, like, when you step into the real world, people will let you know that you ain't shit. Like, you're just a person, just like me or just like the next guy. You can't get away with doing these things. This is, my lord, man. You know, like, I hope that the people that are listening to this video know what I'm referring to, because if you do read these messages, right, and it's all over Twitter, if you do read these messages, almost everyone involved in these things is reprehensible on some level. Like, the Smash scene and the fighting game scene is going to need an overhaul after this, and I'm making this video now. You can bet your bottom dollar that this is not the last of the allegations to come out. There are so many allegations that I'm currently looking at a thread, and I'm refreshing, and it's being updated, and more people are posting stuff. It's insane. It's actually insane. My message to gamers is, please do not lose sight of the reason why you started playing video games. It wasn't to go to tournaments and win a tournament and exercise your power to exploit people. The point of playing them was to have fun with people and leave it at that. Playing games is not a chance for you to explore your sexual desires or whatever. Like, it's to play games. It's to commentate on the games. It's to regulate tournaments. That's it. I don't know what is wrong with you guys. I really don't know. And girls. I don't know what's wrong with you guys and girls. This is mad. This is actually mad. Like, this is just a rant on the situation, because I've been to these tournaments. I've spoken to some of these people. Even if they don't remember, like, a lot of this stuff is US based. A lot of it seems to be coming from the US, but I'm willing to bet it's not just exclusively in the US. And if more shit comes out, then I'll be here talking about it, because as a gamer, this cannot, like, I have aspirations to work on certain things in the gaming industry one day, and I intend to live out those dreams. But if I ever get employed to a gaming company, if I'm ever working on something, if I'm ever doing managerial work, and I come across stuff like this, don't ever think that I'm gonna stay quiet over it. Don't you ever think that you can pay me off or you can tell me X, Y, and Z and I won't say something. And don't ever think that if you're my friend that I won't rat you out. Touching kids and sexually abusing guys or girls, no. Just no. There's no room for that in society. There's room for offensive jokes, and there's room for touchy subjects to be debated. There's no room for this, and there's no ifs, buts, or maybes. It's just that it's that simple. This situation is disgusting, and like this is affecting the gaming scene as a whole. But the Smash scene, the FGC, and more specifically the Smash scene, it's gonna collapse inwards, like, and it has to. It needs to collapse inwards, and it needs to start again. There's way too much shit that's going on. There's just way too much shit. Go outside, learn some social skills, stop spending your entire days in a basement practicing, I don't know, links, jump forward, punch, or whatever you're doing. Just, I hate saying it, but you have to be better than this. People have to be better than this. You can't prey on the innocent like that. Oh my god, I'm done with this video. I'm done with this video, man. I don't know what else to say.